Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are here with yet another round of the alternate Sunday League series, and we're going to start the second half of season 5. Now, as we have a look into the standings, we see that Emerson Gomez now leads the way with 15 points ahead of Sebastian Muller, who had a very disastrous race in Nürburgring on a P12 finish. As then we see Patrick Ivimaki climbing up into third place with his first ever race win. And then we see it Halberg then in P4, followed then by Carlos Leon in P5. Then we got to Gibson, then overtaking Miklos Ferenzi for P6. Now, as you have a look into the team standings, we got now LSA now extending their gap in the lead. Now they are 19 points ahead of Flow Force. As then we see FGR falling down. As we see now Nordic Thunder getting just 3 points behind the yellow team. As then we see Blue Blizzard overtaking LTE for P5. And then we see Lynx Racing getting very close to VEO for P8. Now, as we come into the news, it is definitely confirmed now that the Racing Team Turkey will be leaving at the end of this race. And so this means that Scuderia Pericaro will indeed make their debuts in the next round in Assen. And the drivers who are confirmed to be racing will be then Giancarlo Morelli as well as Jacob Zietek, as both of them are very excited to come back to the grid and definitely cannot wait. So yeah, that's it then. Let's then get ourselves into this track. And today's track will be then Nordschleife. It is a very big circuit and this can affect a lot of things. For instance, in qualifying, the tires used for qualifying, which are usually different from the ones from the race, will now have a little bit more endurance so that the drivers can actually set fast laps around this circuit. Even then, the out lap might actually be faster than the flying lap, which is a very interesting fact. And as well as in the race, then we see how the strategy will go, as obviously one lap undercut around this circuit can be a very strong one. And yeah, timing with the pits will be very crucial, because if you pit a little bit too early or a little bit too late, that could absolutely ruin your race, as you really feel the tire wear once you get those old tires. And so yeah, let's then get ourselves into the qualifying session then. Alright then, here we go. This is the start of the qualifying session then, which will be very interesting because it is a very long track. This lap will might matter for some drivers, but maybe not for the ones who started more ahead on the grid, as obviously they didn't start it with full speed. So that's obviously a crucial factor. And so yeah, we see Halberg up there now. We got now Halberg then at the front. Can he improve on his lap or not? It's going to be very close, but I don't think he might be able to do it. Yes, he has not done it. We see Ferenzi improving. Maybe the soft tire might just really not be a good tire. We see Gomez in last place. As yeah, Leon already almost catching the others. At least this might be Leon's final chance then. I mean, the next lap should be his final chance, as the others still have to pit. They should pit now. If they're not pitting, then oh my god, they might actually have some issues here then. But now we see some drivers into the pits then finally. And now we see Leon, and he actually improves on the out lap, which is very interesting, but he got himself into P16, which is obviously not really good enough, because the impression that we're having here is that most of the drivers already made their best laps, and it might really be hard to just improve again. So that's how bad the situation on this qualifying is, pretty much. So we see then Vermeulen here. He's in P15, as yeah, I think that's the second from the ones who have pitted now. And then essentially an out lap might actually count as a flying lap, essentially, because of how hard it is to improve, basically. Because it's a very long track, the tires are already way too much wear out. And so let's see, then we got Vermeulen then now up into second place, nicely done. Hamburg did not improve. We see Alvarez into P11. And now we see if drivers will have now pitted. Would that been way too late now? But let's see then. The time will run out now. And this is it. This is the final lap of qualifying then. We got Izimaki here trying to improve his current in P9. Leon cannot do really much, not that much here, so let's see now. Kizimaki, I think he's about to cross the ladder and he'll improve on his lap. There he goes, he takes provisional pole then. Nicely then from the most recent race winner. As we got Gibson, I think also improving, but he's not even in the top 10. I think that might be it, so let's then have a look into the starting grid then here today. So let's have a look into the starting grid. We got an APH front row lockup. We got Kizimaki on pole position and Vermeulen starting alongside. Then we got Steven Halberg starting ahead of both FCR. So this time did actually manage to nail qualifying Muller and Lewis. And then we got Frederiksen in P6, followed then by Ferenzi and Bulatov. And then we got Sahin and Gomez just closing to top 10. Then we got Charlotte starting just ahead of Alvarez. Then we got Gibson and Maxwell with then Suarez and Nakano. And then we got Leon starting only in P17, followed then by Grenier. And then you got Ribeiro and Aktogan running up the grid here. So this will be very interesting. The track is so big that today's race will only be 25 laps. So let's go then without any further ado. Let's see how will things look like for today's race then. Alright then, here we are. And it's go in Nordschleife. We see Kivimaki leading the way already, blocking his teammate. We got Muller and Halberg going side by side with Muller. Now up into third place, and he gained a position then to the Swedish driver. As now we see Muller try to get past Vermeulen as well as Halberg as well. So this will be interesting. Halberg goes up inside of Muller. Vermeulen I think losing 2 positions now. We see it's the German now going off the track that got pushed by Halberg. And we see also Bulatov with a very good start here. Now try to get past that NTH, who's really just looking like a sitting duck here at the start. Yeah, once again a very good qualifying, but this start really didn't went well, and he desperately needs to beat the junior drivers. Is definitely at risk. I'd say Lewis and Gibson are now doing much better, maybe looking a little bit, having their seats a little bit more safer, but Vermeulen cannot say the same. So we see at the front then, Kivimaki is still in the lead, but Halberg now takes the lead of the race then, with now Sebastian Muller trying to take second. As Gomez now up into P7 already on this first lap, now actually into P6, so he also got past Vermeulen. So yeah, Gomez really having a good start here. This is what he needs to try and defend that gap in the lead of the championship. As now we see Bulatov maybe having a goal on Kivimaki, and there he goes now, the Finnish driver really having a solid start as well, but not as bad as the Dutchman. That is interesting. Now we see Gomez making a move on Lewis, but Lewis fights back. That's pretty much what he needs to do now as a teammate for Sebastian Muller here. As we see now, Vermeulen tried to find a way past, tried to fight back. As we see him then be looking for the pass, he cannot do it. Gomez goes up the inside of Lewis, and he makes the move now as they go to the carousel. Lewis made on the inside, but that didn't work, so Gomez will now keep P5 then. So yeah, we see now Gomez now up into P4 already as he goes up to third. Is he really showing the pace, but he gets squeezed by Bulatov now. As now we see he's under pressure from Kivimaki, but he's still gonna try and get past the Russian as well now, but Kivimaki sees the door open. They didn't need a second invitation, but he still gets squeezed there to that place. You can only have one car there. As now Gomez goes around the outside of Bulatov and he's up into third place then. What an amazing start here from Gomez. So far might be one of his best drives. As we got now Kivimaki going side by side with Bulatov. We see now a freeway battle now for third. Bulatov still not giving up. Having a good start here actually. This season has really not been all that bad, I would say. As we got Gomez still in third place now. Kivimaki maybe started to fall down here. We also got Lewis battling with Sahin, who's having a very good start. And yeah, it's really sad that this will be his last race on the grid unless he can still join for with another team. But yeah, Racing Team Turkey did announce that this will be officially their final race. They cannot really stay for longer due to financial issues. So yeah, we see that now Kivimaki battling side by side with Gomez, and Kivimaki is the one getting squeezed out. It does seem like that place you can only have one car at the time. And so yeah, usually someone's gonna end up on the grass if they try to go side by side there. We see now Gomez with the compromise exit. Now Kivimaki will try to benefit from this, but Gomez now managed to get up to speed, and now he's gonna try and get up the inside of Bulatov to try and take third again. Can he do it here? Bulatov still fighting, and he still squeezes himself into the front. And now we see Kivimaki passing him as well. I think Gomez was caught sleeping. Now he's gonna try and recover the position already. Well, the top two now seem to be running away. As we see now, still this three-way battle. There's also a lot of battling at the back. But this battle is also a very crucial one. We got now Kivimaki up to third. Bulatov losing 2 positions on the straight line. As we see Gomez try to go around the outside. As that didn't work well for him. But still Gomez will try now. Can he go around the left side? He's going to be around the outside. And there he goes. He finally makes the position then. And be to third once again. As we also see Kivimaki now. Gonna try and fight this one back here. Obviously, there's quite a few places where it's really hard to overtake. And still, obviously, it's a very long track. As we got now Frederiksen putting himself into P5 then. As we see now Kivimaki diving up the inside. And now he goes up to third place again. Gomez really finding this fight really hard. Very difficult to get up to third here, while the others are just having a much more relaxed race here. We see Halberg leading the way, then Muller. Then it's Kivimaki now in third. Then we got Frederiksen, Ferenzi and Bulatov now joining this battle again. And now we see Fusar's already going to the pits then. Muller, we see him pitting now. Halberg decided to stay out for one more lap, and this will be interesting. How will things go now with the strategy? In second place when he came into the pits, but now we see Ferenzi getting past Gomez, so maybe the soft tires will be way too old now. Muller will have to be concerned about traffic, while Halberg will have to be concerned about wasting his tires now. Because in such a big lap, the undercut can be a quite big one here, so yeah, this will be interesting. Because now we see Ferenzi getting past Frederiksen for second place. Gomez now seems to be struggling on those soft tires. As now we see it's Gibson then on the hards as well. As yeah, who's going to get that seat in the LSA? Will Gibson be able to keep it, or is Ferenzi will be able to steal it? That's the main thing here. As we see now, Halberg then beating in first place now. He's gonna be handing that lead to someone else for a bit, but now we see Muller. And there he goes, Muller's undercut. Did work. But now you see the traffic, oh my goodness me. He was absolutely killed there. And there is obviously a huge concerning part now for him. He needs to get past all of these drivers as soon as he can. And now there he goes. He has Bulatov right behind him. And Bulatov is actually quite far behind at some points. So yeah, this is really not good for him, but now we see Halberg's gonna have to go through the same thing. And just look at this chaos, this huge pileups forming. As now Halberg makes all of those moves really nicely done there from the Swedish driver. Now he's gonna have to chase down Sebastian Muller as soon as he can, because he's on the soft tires while the German is on the hards. So big time on this second stint, that will definitely make the difference. As we got there now Halberg going for the overtake on Suarez then. Up to P6 already. So that's the main thing now. Gomez seems to be paying the price for staying out for a little bit too long. And yeah, now he's down in P13, but obviously a lot of drivers ahead of him and not pitted yet. But yes, still there can still cost him so much time. We also see Kivimaki on a very complicated situation. So yes, we see now just trying to survive, trying to put himself up there. We see Lewis also struggling here. But at the front we see now Gibson getting passed by Muller, goes around the outside of the carousel. And now he's going to be aiming for Ferenzi then. Now we see the garage driver is also still yet to pit. But he might be pitting soon, to be honest. But now there goes Muller. He has the inside there. And now he takes the lead as I think Ferenzi will now go into the pits. We see Gibson following him. So we will see how will things go then. As we see then the Swedish driver trying to get past the Russian, and now he makes the move then. As in at the back we see it's Gomez now trying to get past Kivimaki. Kivimaki does have fresher tires here, so yeah, let's see then. Kivimaki now, these two were battling for the race win in the previous rounds. Now we see Kivimaki going defensive, but Gomez has the outside. And he had a lot of space there as well as a good exit, so he takes P4 then. Because then we got Ferenzi, he's on very fresh hard tires. Trying to get past all of these drivers. I think Gomez or the LSA may have not really played the strategy right here today. Because now the Brazilian is on a very complicated situation. He's going to have to defend against a lot of drivers on much better tires. But now we see Ferenzi being very sneaky there. He gets past the LSA driver then. Oh boy, if he can actually beat Gomez, that will be an amazing thing for him. And again, trying to make a case to be on that LSA seat for next season. That has been one of the main talking points from the paddock. As we see now, him trying to get past Pulatov, maybe for yet another podium then. Here he goes up the inside of Pulatov now. Can he make the move? Yes, he can. Ferenzi up to third place then. As you see now, Bulatov trying to fight back. We also got Kivimaki now getting past Gomez. I think the tire difference is starting to get way too big. We see Gibson as well now trying to get past his teammate. I think Gomez will have to think about pitting soon. I think it's what he has to do. Pretty sure he's going for a free stopper either way. As we are about to approach the halfway point of this race then. We see Gibson, trying to go up the inside of Gomez there. And he make the move. But now you can see Bulatov in the way as well. So Gomez gets another overtake. But this is just costing time to the Scottish driver. Ferenzi, he's starting to gain a lot of time here. As we see now the Swedish driver goes off the track. Ferenzi up to second place. As we see now Gibson try to go up the inside of Kivimaki. Then can he make the move? I think he can. So now he goes around the outside to complete the move then on the carousel. So he's up to P4, but he has Hallberg in third right ahead of him. As he tries to make the move then. Can he do it? No. You see Kivimaki right behind. Gibson cannot allow him to get past. And now there he goes. Gibson finally makes the move then on the Swedish driver. And yeah, there he goes Hallberg then into the pits. Let's see, Easy paying the price for pitting twice for the soft tires. Ooh, he's gonna still do it. I'll be honest, I think Flowforce has been a little bit weird with their strategy choices, and yeah, we see now Hallberg then into a P8 as Gomez is cutting P18. He actually got undercutted by Lewis. I'm pretty sure was quite far behind him. And yes, so Gomez in a very complicated situation for this race. They could put his gap in the championship lead at risk. So this might be a very huge opportunity for the likes of Hallberg and Muller to gain points on the Brazilian then. As we see now Hallberg around the outside of Leon. Then he makes a nice move there. P2, P7. As we then see Frederiksen versus Kivimaki. It's quite a bit of an unusual battle. This could definitely be very interesting, but there goes the rookie then, getting past the Finnish driver. As we see now Frenzy making the move there. He saw that happen once again. He makes a move on that corner. As now we see the German trying to fight back. And he stays out still. Away then from the German. Now we see both NTHs battling each other actually. Zeki Vimaki's start is going to be pretty old. Now it's for Mullen. A good pass to finish driver then. As we also got Gomez now trying to get past him, but he's just losing a lot of time now. This is really costing him a lot now. He goes up inside. And he finally makes the move there. Now we see Muller finally going into the pits. Then he goes for the hard tires. So he should go into the end then. But how many laps is it going to be? Seems like it's going to be 10 laps at the end. Oh, can he stick? Can he... will he be able to go to the end on those tires? That is the main question here. And now he has Vermeulen right ahead of him. As you can see, Gomez really didn't... He got a bit of an undercut actually. Good drivers here, but not many drivers battling each other. We see Octagon versus Ribeiro. You see then the Turkish driver gets past the Portuguese, but still Ribeiro was trying to fight back, but he wasn't able to. So it all still checks out. And that's interesting enough. I think Haber could make a freeway, the free stopper work. That is for sure, which will be interesting because at the beginning things were looking very promising for Muller, but now they might actually look better for Halberg. But to be honest, he might be losing time now. I mean, he's very certainly losing time to Muller now. As the tire distance is very, it's pretty much quite great here. But yeah, we see then Gibson getting passed by the flow force. Now we see Gibson into the pits. He goes for the hard tires, so he's gonna stay out to the end. Now we see Gomez is on a very different strategy. He's gonna pass him, but he's gonna have to pit soon as well. So I'd say Gibson is pretty much ahead of his teammate in this race. As we see now, Sharvat and Bulatov battling each other. Bulatov was quite far at the front at the beginning, but now as you can see he's already pitted for the third time. He might potentially pit for the fourth time. We don't know, he's on the soft tires, so not sure if he can make those last until the end of the race. That's the big question mark. Now we see Muller getting past Halberg. Now he's gonna go after Ferenzi then. And this is the interesting part, because Ferenzi actually did pass Muller before he went into the pits. But now Muller is passing Ferenzi before he even goes into the pits. And as you can see then, Ferenzi now will pit for the final time. Halberg will follow him. So this effectively puts Ferenzi in the battle for the lead. But now look at Gibson taking second place out of nowhere. We also got now Kivimaki getting past Ferenzi then. With now Leon right behind, he's on the hard tires. Now we see, looks like Gomez is also pitted for the third time, and look at that, he's in P13. It's not just him, but Lewis has also lost a lot with this strategy game. Although there's a few drivers who might still struggle a lot until the end. Because there's 6 laps here, it's a very long distance on this track, so yeah, let's see then how will things go to the end. We see Ferenzi now make the move on Kivimaki. Gomez got to try and do his best. He's already up to P9, so he got 4 positions gain on this final stick. Now he's going to try and get past Frederiksen as well. Can he do it though? He's going to try and go for that tricky part, and there he goes. He's the one who gets squeezed out. Now we see Halberg pitting again. Also, Halberg decided to pit again. Kivimaki will do the same. And that is quite confusing. Will this work? It's a huge gamble that they are doing here. Kivimaki did the same. He's out of the top 10 now. Gomez has done the same thing as well. What is going on here? A few drivers pitting last minute. And this is changing a lot of things. Kind of looks like one of those rain races where we see everyone looking for a one-stopper, but then out of nowhere they all decide to pit for a second time, but with just like 5, 6 or 4 laps to go. And now we see Leon is also pitting. And yeah, we see a few late pit stops here. I think, yeah, 4 laps to go seems to be the latest that the driver could pit. And yeah, we actually see quite a few drivers, but I think everyone who's staying out will be staying out until the end of this race, so I think the final pit stops are being done now. We see out of nowhere Lewis, actually up to P6, he was quite far behind at the start of his stint, but now with all of these undercuts, he's up there now. But obviously on very worn out tires. And you see now KV marking P8. Yeah, still a few positions to gain. And let's see then what can he do then. You see how he has done 4 pit stops there. It's actually incredible as we see now they're going 3 wide. KV marking not getting any position, but now he gets past his teammate. Can he now get past Lewis then? Can he go up the inside there? He's gonna try, and there he goes, Kivimaki then up to P6. Nicely done there. You see Gomez right behind also. His security, things are not really looking all that great for him. And now there he goes, he makes a move on Bulatov. Now he's gonna try and get past Lewis, who cannot really do much. He goes on the grass there. As you can see now, we got Gibson then getting very close to his ex-teammate now. You know, boy, Muller under so much pressure. As we also got Vermeulen now in P7, then we got Leon then around the outside there, he cannot do the move now. Gomez will overtake Vermeulen. And he goes up to P7. I was gonna have to try and chase down Kivimaki. He's on identical tires. As we also see now Hubbard trying to take third from Ferenzi, then so Ferenzi might not really be able to take a podium. But now as you see at the front, Gibson getting very close to get past Muller. As now there's just 2 laps to go. This will be interesting. It's the fight for the win here. Muller will have to fight for his life if he wants to win his home Grand Prix here. But as you can see, Gibson will try to fight it, but Muller still stays ahead, incredibly enough. Can Gibson find a way pass against this very wide car? You see here Muller really desperately trying to hold on to the lead. Now we see Gibson going up the inside into the carousel, but Muller has the exit around the outside. And oh boy, what an interesting race this has been now. We see Gibson maybe having a look at the inside, he cannot do it. But now this is where things get very complicated for Muller to defend now. It's going to be a very long straight now. This is Gibson's best opportunity to go for the move here. There it goes. Can he have the speed? Muller will be on the inside, but Gibson will be ahead either way. And he takes lead of the race then. As we see, Muller will try and fight it back, but I don't think he can do much now. And this is it, but no, maybe Muller can still do something. He's gonna try and fight it back, but I think he just changed his course. Maybe he had to think better twice, but now as you can see, he goes up the inside now. Now he's the one applying the pressure against Gibson. And let's see now, can Muller still do something? We can see that really shows the difference in the tires. But he still seems to have the speed. This is not over yet. Can Gibson hold on for a race win? I think this will be his first, at least since season 1. So let's see then, Gibson looking for his first race win then. I think he's going to hold on. It's going to be an upset for the Germans once again. But Gibson has done it. He crosses the line to win the Nordschleife Grand Prix. As Muller will be in second place, Albert will complete the podium. Ferenzi will finish in an amazing P4. Followed then by Leon in P5. Then we got Kivimaki. Then it's Gomez with just P7 today. Very difficult race for him. Then we got Bulatov. Dennis Frederiksen followed in by Victor Lewis. Then you got Suarez Vermeulen. Dennis Sharvat, Ribeiro Grenier. Sahin just getting past Maxwell on his final ever race. Then we see Alvarez, Aktogan. And then Nakano then is going to run up the grid. This was an half an hour race. A very long one, that is for sure, so no wonder why we saw a few drivers beating 4 times, but that's it. We see Sebastian Muller with the Hallberg then with the fastest lap. And so let's then have a look into the standings then. Looking at the standings, and we see Emerson Gomez still leading the way, but since he could only manage P7 today, his gap is now down to just 8 points, with then Sebastian Muller with second place then being the one in second place in the standings still, and then we got Halberg then taking back third place with his third place finish here today. Then Dave Gibson now climbs up into P5, getting just 3 points behind Patrick Kivimaki, as we also see Miklos Florenzi getting very close to Carlos Leon, just being 1 point behind. We also see Victor Lewis also trying to overtake Ivan Bulatov in the standings, and he is now in the top 10. We also see Hoiver Mullen and Frederiksen battling each other for P11 in the standings, as we also see William Maxwell losing a few positions in the standings as well now. And then in the constructors we see LSC extending that gap just a little bit, with then FGR now getting a little bit of breathing space against Nordic Thunder for third. Then we see LTE getting a little bit closer to Blue Blizzard in the battle for P5, and then we would see VO still keeping the distance to Lynx Racing for P8, and then we would see Racing Team Turkey, who just made their final race, then staying then with 46 points in last place. And that's it for today's video, as then for the next round we will be making our first visit to the Netherlands at the circuit of Assen. So we'll see you there. Until the next time, goodbye.